Look at the fractal pattern that you see on my screen. Compare this with this, which is what we were building earlier, and you realize immediately that now every square is tilted a little bit and the pattern looks hence a little bit different. Uh, this video we will see how we will go from here to say here. In fact, lots of possibilities come up, but we will see to do this in a systematic manner. Of course, we are in the process of enhancing our fractals and recursion project from the YByte Python curriculum available at www.ybyte.in. Now the basic structure of this program is still recursive, which means we'll draw a square and then we'll keep calling this function again and again with different x and y coordinates. However, since we are now trying to tilt the square, it doesn't make sense anymore to use, let's say, go to method to draw it. In fact, what we can do is to draw the square by using, let's say, moving forward and turning left. So for example, I can get in here, I can go and say, look, go to this x and y. Now let's say for in say range 4, because there are 4 sides of square, I just ask my turtle to say move forward by length, and then I just go and say t dot left, let's say 90, because that will give me a complete square, right? So that sort of draws square. Say draw square. Now I want to put the begin fill right before this. I want to put the begin fill right before this, and that should, my pen down also has to be happening before this, right? So I put my pen down here. That seems okay. Now I don't need any of these, and the end fill can go over here, right? So basically, if I do this, then I expect the same outcome to come as now. It's like saying go to this x and y, move forward, turn left, move forward, turn left, and so on till the square is completed. So that's what this for loop is going to do. But now, as we'll see, this code is a lot more flexible. So when I run this piece of code, as expected, I get the same exact outcome. Notice every square is getting formed. But since we have used the concept of turning now, it's in fact quite flexible. With a single change in this code, we'll be able to turn every square, let's say, one way. And the change that I'm talking of is right here. Instead of starting to draw, in fact, I can go and say, well, set the heading to, let's say, set heading. Let's say I do 20 degrees. So we'll run this once, let's say this code gets completed, and we can then see the effect here. So there you go. We got the entire pattern done. Now remember, I have done t dot set heading to 20. If I were to do the same thing, you notice every square is being tilted in one direction, because again the sprite, the turtle is going to this point, and this time around it moved forward in a direction of 20 degrees, and that's why every square in fact starts to look tilted. Now there are more possibilities here. I can argue that, look, for let's say first 3 levels, I want the squares to be tilted to the left side. Subsequent 3 levels, I want the squares to be tilted to the right side, just for example. So while this builds, I'm just going to complete my code here. I can go and say, well, look, if level is less than 3, so it's 0, 1, or 2, well, I go and set my heading to, let's say, 20 degrees. Else I say, well, t dot set heading to say -20. Now just some numbers, right? Now when I run this code, you notice that the first 3 levels, which is red, blue, and green, were tilted one way, and the remaining 3 levels are tilted the other way. And that's happening just because depending on the level, I'm deciding the heading. Pretty cool, and it looks very nice. So we'll let this get over in just a moment. And we are almost there. That's it, right? So you notice 3 levels one way, 3 levels other way. Now building a basic activity and then building its variations in terms of enhancements is a very, very, very good way to learn programming, because it makes concepts come alive in front of us. That is what we do at YByte. Look at our website www.ybyte.in, because we learn Python programming through such fun activities. Take care. Thank you so much. Bye bye.